Hey everyone, this is Mike Hill, the Wholesaling Titan, South Florida's biggest, baddest wholesaler. And today I'm going to show you one free source of motivated seller leads that you can use in your wholesaling business. Now, I'm purposefully keeping this video very short and focused to the point, so please stick with me. Now, even though I have a sizable marketing budget to work with now, when I first got started, man, I didn't have anything. I didn't have cash, I didn't have savings, I didn't even have a car. So I had to do what was called WWB, and that's wholesaling while broke. I had to get very creative, and even though it sucked in the moment, I came up with some creative strategies and ways to find free motivated sellers. So if you're in a similar situation, two things you got to do. The first is that you've got to find sellers that no one else is really looking for, and the second is that you've got to find them for free. So I'm going to stress to you that what I'm sharing with you today is not something profound. I'm not revealing a huge secret, not yet anyway. This is video number 1, and I'm not going to put out on the first date. But I do want to show you that this is very simple, but it's often overlooked. So let's go ahead and take a look at the technique, and I'm sure you're going to love it. So if you're in a market ripe for wholesaling, then your municipality likely has a department of code enforcement to ensure compliance with various city laws, rules, and principles. So this includes people like fire marshals, health inspectors, and zone enforcement officers. Now, certain violations are usually indicative of either a vacant, damaged, or abandoned house, some of the most profitable sources of leads. Now, these can be obtained at the local courthouse, but more and more municipalities are listing these on separate websites that you can view for free. That's right, for free. All right, we like free. So what I'm going to do is go to my friend Google here and type in the name of the city, in this case Hollywood, and the word code enforcement. And as you can see, this comes right up. Okay, and the city government site, they have some fascinating things on here. You can actually see fire damaged homes, which is another source of amazing leads. But for now, let's just go to code violation search. And the first thing we want to do is make sure we're searching for open violations. And then if you look here, the violation code, there are a ton of these that can yield some really good leads. So if you look down, we've got things like abandoned refrigerators. Let's see what else we've got. It's like trash outside. So let's go ahead and pick one here. High grass, weeds in excess of 8 inches. I mean, if there's 8 inches of grass and weeds outside, it's highly unlikely that there's someone living in that house. And if there is, they're probably motivated, or they're a landlord with a tenant that they need to get rid of. So here we are. We've got 7160 Lee Street, high grass and weeds. And so what we want to do here, it looks like we've got some good potential. So the first thing we want to do is copy and paste the property address. I'm just going to paste it into Google here. And I just want to look at the house and make sure it's something that I can flip. So here I do have some pictures. Looks like a nice single family house, which is what my buyers like. You can see the inside looks pretty decent. And we even got a pool here. And then the Zestimate, I mean, it's in the range. I know this is not an exact comp. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So this looks like a very good prospect. So the next thing I want to do is scroll down and look at the county website. And this will open the property up right on the property appraiser site. Now, if I didn't know what that was, I could just come up here, search in Broward County, and then the words property appraiser. And there we are, the site would come right up. And I could go to property search, address, and it would take me to this page. So now this is what I really want to see here, is a separate mailing address. These are prime targets simply because these people aren't living in the house. Now sometimes people aren't living in the house, but the mailing address is listed as the same as the site. And in those cases, maybe you send them a piece of mail and it ends up in an overflowing mailbox, which really doesn't help us. So far, this looks like a prime target for a lead. So what I'm going to do now is open up a spreadsheet with the following headers. Owner first name, owner last name, property address, which is this property here, and then the mailing address. And then I just fill this in. So for example, this would be Carol, 7160, and so on and so forth. I'd fill that out. So that's it. A little bit anticlimactic, right? Well, I know it is, but I use this example purposefully to drive home a point. Some of these things really are just that simple. We tend to overcomplicate these processes in our head, and sometimes we miss the things, in this case lead sources, that are lying right out in the open. Also, I wanted to demonstrate that there really are very simple, very accessible, and very free sources of motivated seller leads that have the potential to yield profits of $10,000 and up. I mean, let's look at this criteria. Most likely an absentee owner. It's not listed for sale, so there's little competition. It's in poor condition. The lead is free. And then you have other people out there who are shelling out a couple of $100 a month for pre-foreclosure leads. And these are the same leads that go to hundreds, if not thousands, of other investors. So, of course, I've got the juicier stuff. I've got the juicier, crazy stuff for motivated seller leads. But as I said before, I'm a gentleman. I can't put out on the first date. So stick with me here. I'm going to be releasing a little series of cheap motivated seller leads over the next few days. If you check your email tomorrow, I'll send you a tip on how you can access a list of hundreds of motivated sellers and how to, within 5 or 10 minutes, qualify them down to what I consider the most motivated and responsive seller niche out there, and how to do it for about $5. I'll let you know how to go about contacting these new motivated sellers and how to do it spending the least amount of money possible. So for now, just browse today's lead source, play around on the code violations website, experiment with some of the individual violations, then create this spreadsheet and fill in anywhere from 50 to 100 of these leads. I'll be showing you what to do with them in the next video in the series. In addition, we're also going to explore another source of what is, in my opinion, the most motivated seller leads and how you can access them for less than the price of a Happy Meal. So come back and join me tomorrow when we bump this motivated seller search up a notch, and I look forward to seeing you then.